Prince Harry's life in the United States has been painted as a fresh start, an escape from the constraints of royal duty and the pressures of Britain's relentless spotlight. Yet behind the polished public appearances and polished Netflix projects, a new picture is emerging, one of emotional conflict, homesickness, and a deep internal struggle that no amount of California sunshine seems able to soothe. According to a well-placed insider who recently spoke to Closer magazine, Prince Harry is feeling each kick Meghan throws his way, and appears torn between the life he's built in America with Meghan Markle and the life he left behind in the United Kingdom. The insider warns that Harry's internal conflict is escalating to levels that may soon be impossible for him to ignore. A prince torn between two worlds. The root of Harry's anguish, as described by the insider, runs far deeper than mere nostalgia. It is a profound emotional dislocation, a feeling of being suspended between worlds. On one side stands his new life as a father and husband in California, one built around privacy, independence, and a chosen community. On the other stands a centuries-old institution he was born into, along with the family and traditions he once called home. The insider reveals that Harry is starting to grow angsty and feels increasingly detached from what's real as he continues living away from the country that shaped him. This restlessness, the insider explains, comes largely from watching his children grow up without meaningful ties to their British heritage. Harry allegedly feels a growing urgency to reconnect them with the world he left behind, its history, its culture, its landmarks, and most importantly, its people. He wants his children to know his family. The source emphasizes that Harry's desire is strong and clear. He wants his children to know his family. Full stop. There are no IFS, ands, or buts about it, the insider says. Harry reportedly longs to see Archie and Lilibet run through the grounds of Windsor the way he and Prince William once did. He dreams of them meeting their cousins, not through carefully curated Zoom calls or distant public appearances, but through real interaction, laughter, play, shared experiences, and a sense of belonging that only family can provide. He wants them to run through the grounds, meet their cousins, feel rooted in something real, the insider notes. That last phrase, something real, is particularly telling. The insider suggests that Harry is beginning to see the United States lifestyle, though comfortable and privileged, as something lacking the depth and emotional anchoring he associates with his upbringing. The Duke is said to feel that without exposure to their British roots, his children may grow up without a full understanding of who they are and where they come from. Meghan Markle won't budge. According to the insider, however, this is where Prince Harry hits a wall. The moment the topic of returning to the UK arises, even temporarily, Meghan allegedly kicks back. She reportedly resists any suggestion of spending extended time in Britain and refuses to allow Harry or their children to go without her. Meghan won't budge, the insider claims. She kicks back every time he brings up going home and says she won't let him leave. This ongoing disagreement is said to be one of the most emotionally charged dynamics in their marriage. Meghan's reluctance appears to stem from well-known reasons: her negative experiences in the UK, the intense media scrutiny she endured there, and the strain her time in the royal family placed on her mental health. Friends close to Meghan have often said she feels the UK represents a past she has no desire to revisit. The insider suggests she now stands firm on that position, even if her husband feels increasingly torn. Harry's deepening homesickness. Harry's anxiety is not solely about his children, it is also intensely personal. The insider reveals that Harry misses people who knew him before everything went nuclear. This is an important distinction. Before the royal rift, before the media war, before the Oprah interview, before the documentary backlash, before the Sussexes became symbols of international controversy. There were people in Harry's life who knew him simply as Harry, the boy, the young man, the soldier, the brother, the son, and friend, not the Duke of Sussex, not the royal rebel, and not the California celebrity. These are the relationships he reportedly misses the most. He misses people who understood his jokes, saw him grow up, and stood by him during the trauma of his mother Princess Diana's death. People who felt like his emotional anchors long before Hollywood, Netflix deals, and U.S. tabloids became part of his everyday existence. The Spencer family's growing worry. The insider adds another significant element. Harry's maternal family, the Spencers, are becoming increasingly concerned. Princess Diana's siblings, who have always been protective of Harry and William, are said to be worried about his emotional well-being and the isolation he may be experiencing. The Spencers, his family on his mother Diana's side, are particularly worried. The insider explains. They want him to feel loved and to have a family that anchors him. Their concern stems from seeing Harry drifting further away from a world his mother cherished and feared, and from the close family connections Diana always valued. The Spencers reportedly fear that without their influence, Harry risks losing touch with the parts of himself most closely tied to his mother's legacy. Does Harry really want a new life? A major misconception, the insider claims, is that Harry is fully committed to reinventing himself in America. People think Harry wants a new life, the source says. But deep down, he just wants his old life back, the parts that made him feel safe. This distinction is crucial. Harry may not want the pressure of royal duty. He may not want the paparazzi or the strict structures of monarchy. But he does want the familiarity, the emotional grounding, and the sense of belonging he once had, before scandal and conflict consumed his narrative. According to the insider, Harry dreams of a hybrid life, a life where he maintains his independence while still having access to the warmth, traditions, and human connections of his past. Something's going to give. A breaking point nears. The insider concludes with a stark warning. One day, something's going to give. No one can live feeling split in half forever. This suggests that Harry's internal turmoil may soon reach a tipping point. Whether that tipping point will lead to compromise, conflict, or significant change in the Sussex's lifestyle remains unclear. But what is certain is that Prince Harry is struggling, and the emotional tension between his old life and his new one is becoming harder to manage. As the insider suggests, the next year may be crucial in determining whether Harry finds balance or whether the divide between his past and present becomes too deep to navigate.